Hello, everybody. Let me stop this music here. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Paranormal Guys, the Sportcat Show. Let me pay some bills here to keep us out of trouble with the federals down in Australia real quick here.
Broadcasting across Australia on Dare Media Group radio stations, this is the Sportcat Show, uncovering secret chapters, strange encounters,
and the occasional technical mishap.
There is always the technical mishap. So we are live in Australia on Radio X, and I understand through some magical fairy, pixie, duster, engineer stuff, we're live all over Australia on Dare Talk Radio and Country Radio. I want to welcome everybody on WRFN, Radio Free Nashville, and WZQR, Pine Island, Florida. All of you can come over and join our chat on the Sportcat shows. We need you to come over and subscribe. Good Lord. You can join our chat here. We've got a couple people already in here, so welcome. Chris is always in here, and I've got my wonderful and beautiful co-host as always, JM. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good. We were talking backstage. I'm still trying to get the other Jennifer in the studio, and we were talking backstage, and I was telling her that it's snowing, or it's going to snow here over the weekend in the South, and we're not prepared. We're not ready for this. And to you, you're like, rookie.
It's like t-shirt weather at +10 here.
I know.
We sent all our cold weather down there.
Gosh, stop that. Take it back, please. Take it back. We don't want it. Well, I don't want it. The iguanas are falling out of trees. Look at what you're doing to nature. Just take it all back. So,
well, we got to get rid of those spruce beetles up here.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess for a few days we can take it. So I really doubt. They say it's going to snow in Atlanta, and anytime they say that, I'm like, yeah. No, it's not. And it's like every 3 years, we'll get like a 1/4 inch or something, and it'll shut the whole city down. And it's just chaos and pandemonium. You would think we'd never seen snow before.
Gosh, if they shut us down after like a 1/4 inch of snow, we would never be open anything in the wintertime. Like, we got 2 feet of snow. We're still driving to work. We don't know where the roads are. We're just guessing it, winging it. But
yeah, the politicians will buy snowplows after a big snow.
Yes,
and then a few years later, they're like, "Well, we never use this, so we'll sell it." And so they sell it, and then it snows, and they're like, "Why did you sell we had one snowplow?" So good morning, Scotty. So, but yeah. So it's, we'll not do well. The whole city will shut down. I mean, it's crazy. It really is. Do you remember? What was it, about 5? No, it may have been a little bit longer than that. There was a blizzard that came through Atlanta, and they got 3 inches, and it came up on us kind of quick, and there were people abandoning their cars on I-285, the big circle interstate going around. And there were people calling in 911 saying they're going to die in their car. We're like, no,
it is terrifying if you've never been in that. We had a snowstorm here quite a few years ago. I think it was before my first son was born. And we had snow drifts because the wind blew in. We had the snow drifts. They were taller than SUVs, and we were snowed into our neighborhood. We couldn't get in. We had one way in or out, and it was like 6 feet deep.
I remember as a kid growing up in DC, we would have big snows up there. And I remember one, I literally opened the front door, and it's like, it was just from the wind, but it was all the way to the top of the top.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like,
yep.
Whoa. And so as a kid, I lifted the slid the screen door up, or the screen for the door, and dove right in. So
you have to do that once in your lifetime. You got to nose dive into the snow.
Well, that is the winter. I also discovered that snow will not break your fall. So I tried to Superman it off the roof into the snow and damn near killed myself.
It depends on the type of snow, because there's different types of snow. And then, so we've got the soft, fluffy flakes. We've got the half frozen stuff, those snow drifts, which look solid, but are not. So there's different types of snow too. But yes, some of those, oh my goodness, my kids are dragging chairs right over my head in the floor above me. Not
the gremlins
sounds like thunder. I apologize for the noise.
No. Yeah, and then one winter we were with my flight nurse, and she's about 4'9", and we're walking through Boston, and all of a sudden she's like, "Grab my hand!" And I turned around, and she's like this tall. She fell through a snowdrift. So yeah, I enjoy snow. So
do you know what the worst part of snow, it's not even, that you have to shovel it or anything like that, because, that's a good workout. It's when you're all bundled up and, all you can see is your eyes and you're bundled up and you're walking along and you get snow just inside your glove, like right in the wrist there. Oh, that's so, I don't know what it is. It's very sensitive to the cold there. And it's just annoying because you have to like pull everything off to get it out.
Yep. And the other one I hated was I'd get all bundled up like that, and my eyes would start tearing up and freezing. Oh my God.
Your eyelashes would start sticking together. Yeah.
Yes. That was when I was visiting Canada. I was flying as flight medic. It doesn't get that cold. Well, I won't say it doesn't, but it hasn't got that cold here. But I am no longer made for the the cold weather as I've gotten older. I'm like, no, I am not a fan. So I told Mrs.
I had
going to Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we had an exchange student who came in from Hong Kong, and she was asking us like, "Don't you feel the cold?" And I told her, "Yeah, we all feel the cold, but it doesn't do us a bit of good. We just complain, and it makes us feel better." So yeah, we're not hibernating. We're not acclimatized to it either.
Yeah, well, there comes a temperature where you can't be. I don't know what it is for you all living up there in it. My son living in Vermont, I've spent one Christmas up there, and my wife was like, "No, we're never doing that again." But for us, it's probably around 20 here, or in Fahrenheit, obviously in the South. Up north, it's and surprisingly, oddly enough, when I lived in Washington D.C., it is colder when it gets cold here because the humidity in Atlanta than it is up north. And that is the strangest thing. Like my first 2 or 3 summers when we moved to Tennessee in the mountains, I didn't unpack my winter clothes at all. I was like, what is this? So,
yeah.
It sneaks up.
Well, it does. It does. Well, we do have a dry cold here and a dry heat. And I don't know if that makes it feel better, but everybody keeps saying it's better than, like lake effect snow or really humid. I've seen some really humid snowstorms and they are colder. But if I had to choose, I think I'd rather live where it's colder than too hot, because you can put layers on and bundle up, but there's only so much you can take off before it becomes illegal.
You're correct. You're correct. Be at a nude beach. Yeah, you're correct. And then you're going to get sunburned.
We don't have those here. Yeah.
Yeah, the sun isn't supposed to see those those bits and parts.
You're not supposed to get sunburned in certain areas. It's not fun. I can't imagine it being fun.
No, it isn't. We went Bigfooting once down in, oh gosh, what is that park? Oh man, right there at the Georgia-Florida border, Okeechobee, I think, maybe. And
that sounds
familiar. It was miserable. Oh my God, miserable. So so I didn't like that. And we go camping in Alabama during the summer, and it's no fun either. So Chris says 20 degrees there in Atlanta. I would think you guys are hiding behind chairs inside if it goes below 50. Well,
start burning the dining room table. Let's break the chairs apart, start a fire. Yes. Sorry.
Like I said, they always do the we got to do the bread and milk. I don't know what the thing is in the South, but whenever they say snow, there's a run on bread and milk and toilet paper.
It's hot chocolate for us.
But the bread, the milk, wait. I have, having lived, and my wife has done it now. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, we need bread and milk. I'm like, we don't even drink milk. She's
well,
like,
apparently, and I don't know about other places, but here people stock up on hot chocolate, marshmallows, and toilet paper. So.
To me, the hot chocolate would be much better. Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I should just stock up on like Jack Daniels or something. Jennifer, our first guest, is having difficulties coming in, so she's trying a different laptop, and I'm thinking she might have shot the first one by some of the mumblings I've seen on the screen over here. So she's going to try and keep getting in here with us. So, but yeah, and she's in Virginia, so it should be kind of chilly there too. So definitely cooler than here, but yeah, I'm ready for it to be gone. I even though I love the snow, like I said, no longer built for it. It'll be good for a squirt. You know, he's 5. He'll love it. So.
Yeah, you gotta get enough to make a snowball, you know.
Yes. Yeah, well, I'll just lock the door and leave him out there. And when I see him, of course, his mom, my daughter, she has him dressed up like what was it, the kid in Christmas Story with his arms are out.
Oh yeah, like Maggie Simpson, that's like the star. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I can't remember the name of the actor.
Yeah. So I was like, what are you doing, for God's sake? So, all right. Well, Jennifer is in the room. Well, at least her voice is. So let's bring her out here. Jennifer is, she's a cop, so she may shoot me. She's a retired firefighter. No, not firefighter. ATF, Virginia State Police Officer. And she's got some great stories and a brand new book out. So let's bring her in here. Jennifer, can you hear us? No, she has no internet. I see the X there. So, yeah. Okay. Well, that's odd.
All right. Is that the signal? Oh, that is the signal, isn't it?
Yeah. When I can't get my screen to pop up here. Yeah. When you have no internet, you get that little X down there. No, wrong one. I've got too many screens open here. Yes.
At least we know she is trying. You know, she is got to get an A+ for the trying.
Yeah, exactly. So I sent her a message, and maybe I should mute her in case she starts cussing. I can't fix the internet. If the internet's out, we can't do anything with that. So, but,
weren't you having the internet problems last week, and then maybe it's just sort of migrated?
I was. And by the way, do you have Verizon up there? Cell phones?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, because here in the States today, Verizon, the internet and phones companies crashed, like completely, and from like noon to like 3. Hello, I think I hear you.
We hear a disembodied voice here.
We can't see you, we hear you. So,
and I'm looking for video now. We're working on that.
Okay, all right. We're making progress. So that's
for some reason it shows that the video's there, but then it comes back and says disabled. Something, and I don't know what that. Why would that be?
Well, you can look down at the bottom there and see the little arrow beside the video and see if it's got the right camera picked. A lot of times it'll pick just like the generic one. So
it has the one choice on this particular computer, and it's like, come on, it's like, and I don't have the tape over it like I normally do when I'm traveling overseas.
Good move.
Yeah. You go to the places I go, you definitely want to, kind of think about it anyway. Let's see.
I'm sure.
It says it's not able to do it, and it's like troubleshoot. So we're going to go with the troubleshoot.
Okay. Well, if your screen melts, we'll still be here for you, Jennifer.
Yes. Well,
still hanging out.
At least we can. Yeah. At least we can hear you.
That's right. At least we got you. We got our ears on. So, well, while it's troubleshooting, Jennifer, tell us about your book real quick.
Well, let's see. I decided after I retired I would write a book, and so I wrote about the first 5 years of my career in law enforcement. And the name of my book is called Becoming Fire. The subtitle is Chasing the Passion to Protect, Serve, and Love, a true crime memoir. Uh, it is kind of like, how I got started from, growing up on a farm, and zips off and gets you to where I get into the State Police Academy in Virginia back in 1986, when there weren't a lot of females in law enforcement, particularly in the state police. And from there, there's this old saying about, you learn from your mistakes. And so I started off making a whole lot of rookie mistakes so that I could learn everything immediately. And once that went through, I finally, got my trooper bearings down pretty good. So it takes you through that, and it just takes you through that first 5 years. So at the end, in that time, you'll see me working undercover, but you'll also see me working around homicides and a little bit of everything else. And I wrote it with my reader in mind. People are always asking about wanting to go on a police ride along.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wrote it with the idea that the person was riding along with me. And it's just a high speed, full of energy, adrenaline pumping book. A lot of people tell me that they can't put it down because they're like, okay, let me just read one more chapter, then I'll go to bed.
You've done it right when that's the case.
It pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you start in the state police, or were you like a local police officer first, or did you?
No, I was I grew up on a tobacco farm in rural Southern Virginia, and when that was done, I went off to college, mostly just to have fun, kind of figure out what kind of degree I was going to get when I got there, because I pretty quickly realized I wasn't smart enough to be a marine biologist, and I wanted to go swimming with sharks and dolphins and things like that, and scuba diving, but the actual having to learn all that stuff was like, oh, you're kidding me.
It's in theory, right?
Yeah, it sounded good right up until that moment, and it was like, oh. And I finally found something. I had got my degree. I graduated, and in the back of my mind, I kept thinking I wanted to go in law enforcement, and that had been something that had kind of nagged at me every once in a while, and I would just shrug it off because I'd never really seen a female in law enforcement. I'd never seen one anywhere, and except TV. And I thought, no, the world is not Cagney and Lacey. So I knew that, and so I was looking around and wondering about it, and then I was just very determined that I was going to try that. And I talked to my dad about it, because I always go to him when I needed real advice. And he was like, okay, if you're going to do it, you need to think about the state police. You need to go there. That's what you need to do. And I was really, really like, wait a minute. No, I was thinking about one of the city police departments. And he's like, no, state police is where you need to be. I don't know where he got that in his head, but I think he thought that was the best. You're going to go with one, go with the best. And I guess that was his idea. And I applied with the state police. So I was kind of amazed that I got through and got in. And then like I said, the book really gets into that and how I got there and how things went. For the most part, I think it went pretty well. Every once in a while, you run into a stumbling block or a person that throws a block in your way or hits you with it. And you have to find your way around that. You can't walk around life, being a victim or blaming everybody. You have to really give it your best shot.
Absolutely.
I would have thought state police was the hardest.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Well, I guess that's what my dad figured that I needed to do. I'm not really sure. But
did your dad like you?
Yeah. That's the thing. I wasn't really sure, but he was just like, okay, Dad, if this is what you really, really, really think. And so I was like, I guess I can do this. It was, like, wow, we're going to get out here and we're going to try this. And yeah, it was fun. I mean, I'll give it that. It was definitely a great career. It launched my career to go with ATF. But I learned a lot of things and became very, you learn to make very, very fast decisions, and you have to stick with them. because there's just nothing else you can do. You've got to.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
she's got me hanging on there.
Let's go.
You've got to make.
I know. I was like, you got to what?
Decisions and then it's just gone. So.
I want to know where she got the title for her book, because that's a really good title. As soon as I saw that title, I was thinking, it reminds me of that Garth Brooks song, like standing outside the fire, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good question, because, well, I guess in the ATF, there probably wasn't a lot of, well, hold on, she's back here. Let's see. Are you back? Are you with us? Oh, wait a minute. Are you there? Can you hear us? You can't leave us. We're dying to know what happened. We're on the edge of our chairs. I'm wondering if she just is in a part of the country right now that's just got horrible internet, because as I was telling you earlier, Verizon was out like most of the day. So some people have been on and off.
We have a lot of like TELUS, and it used to be Shaw, but I guess it's Rogers, and then those smaller affiliates of theirs and stuff. So that's basically the big ones that we have. So I don't know if we have Verizon up here. Yeah, must not be very popular, because I would have heard it all over Facebook. Oh, our cell phones went out, but nobody was complaining.
I think some of the other companies like use their towers and stuff, but they're pretty big down here. But that was a big news thing today about how their service crashed, and they were quick to come out on the news and say it wasn't an attack on the infrastructure, even though they
I know. It's sad that we have to go think about that. It's like they have to put those disclaimers in this day and age. It's just sad.
It is. It really is. And it's also sad that that's the first thing we think, when something bad happens.
Yes. Absolutely.
It's like, oh God, is this a terrorist attack?
It's a whole generation of post-traumatic stress.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And I don't know if you follow, but apparently another government threatened to unalive our president on the news tonight. So
I really try not to watch the news. My husband does, and he'll send me reports every now and then and be like, oh, check this out. And I'm like, nope, I don't want to. I'm happy not knowing what's happening in the world right now.
Yeah. It's one of the
they advertise a lot.
The Middle East it threatened to unalive our president, which I didn't think it was very nice.
Nice. Yeah. They're not. No threat is a safe threat. And I just think I just try to stay away from it. It's just the doom and gloom. That's all you ever hear anyway right now. So.
Oh yes. Yeah. That's why I was telling you earlier about. We did the story about the guy who tried to wheel his wife through security.
You know what? There's situations like that where you just have to laugh or you have to cry, and when you laugh you get fewer wrinkles. And I don't know, as I got older, when I was a baby maybe I looked cute when I was crying, but I certainly don't look good when I'm crying now, so I'd much rather laugh.
Yeah, me too. That's part of the fun of our show, and I get Brenda riled up, my co-host there. Everything's a conspiracy. Okay, so hold on. We got I've got her screen, but I don't have her. So we have your screen, Jennifer, but we don't have your audio. So wait a minute, hold on. What is it? All right, so who's here? Is Jennifer here? Would the real Jennifer please stand up?
We got her doppelganger.
I don't know what's going on. We have two Jennifers. So
maybe she's trying like Safari and Chrome if she's got Mac.
Could be. Oh yeah, I didn't think about that. If Mac is all Safari. So
yeah, I mean you can put Chrome on it. Oh no, she's gone again.
Okay, but I didn't think about that. Yeah, so that might be it. Well, we'll get her.
Because Chrome. Well, you can put Chrome on a MacBook. But there's a lot of places, like a lot of sites where Safari just doesn't work very well, and Edge doesn't work very well either. So I'm a Chrome girl.
Yeah, well, that's all on Windows I use. So,
Yeah.
And I have gotten addicted to the photos because it connects right to my Android, and
Yep.
then all the everything else just moves over. Are you with us, Jennifer? Her signal looked really good when she came in.
Yeah, and then it just sort of disappeared.
Yeah. I don't.
It's funny, every time you say Jennifer, I'm like, yeah, I'm here. Uh-oh. Now it's just me here.
Oh, well, we all just went away that time. I'm not really sure what the heck happened that time.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, it's fun. We're playing musical screens.
Yeah. Maybe the internet's wonky everywhere right now. Jennifer, are you here? Are you there? Can you hear us? See, she's not even lighting up. So,
Yeah.
Chris says, I would think trying to sneak a dead body on a plane would raise suspicions that you were somehow involved. So, yeah.
I can't remember the name. Yeah. Depends on their cause of death, right? There was a weekend at Bernie's or a weekend with Bernie or something. Didn't they do something like that where they kept, like they were holding him up and pretending that he was still alive?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. No, apparently it was just an elderly man, and he's like, yeah, she died while we were waiting in line. We already had the ticket, so we were.
Sounds like something my grandpa would say.
Put a toe tag on her and put her in the bottom of the jet. What do you?
Yeah.
That was an interesting story, but that is the one thing about doing news stories is sometimes you'll get one so off the rails that it makes the whole thing seem hysterical. Brenda couldn't stop laughing because I told her she's handicapped. I don't know if you've met Brenda. She only has one leg.
I don't think I have.
I told her, I said, Brenda, I immediately thought of you and was wondering, is that Jack? That's the guy who takes care of her when he wheels her around. He finally got her.
Do you need to make a couple of phone calls?
Yeah, do you feel safe, Brenda, where you're at?
Didn't know you were going on any trips lately.
Exactly. Who knew? Jack just showed up and said, we're going to the airport. Get in.
Yeah. We're going to stand in the long lineup.
Exactly. The one where you die in it. That's how you know there's such a line in security is when you
go my goodness, it's crazy.
Chris said that guy is really the definition of a no-nonsense person when he doesn't change his travel plans. Hey.
Well, he figures she's still along for the ride, He's booked his tickets and he's going to make the most out of it.
That's right. And you got to be on time. So,
yeah,
the world must be coming to an end. Everyone around the world seems to be having tech issues. Yeah. That's
we're all taking turns
in Australia. Yeah. They are having. I don't understand the technical part, but something overheated and it might have melted or. I don't know, but they're making us get out on Australia channels like by magic. So I don't know what they're doing. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Maybe they're taking a page from my book, Oh,
wait a minute. Hold on. I see a face. Hold on. Whoa.
Oh, we have video. Do we have sound? Yes, we have sound too. Yes.
I don't see you guys at all. I see a lot of code. I see a lot of computer code.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, we can see you and we can hear you.
That's right.
Well, I probably look my worst because I have been over here stressing.
Oh, well, you look.
No, not at all.
So you look.
It happens. I'm going to stick the book out here right now so everybody can see it really quick while I'm temporarily here. Oh, look.
Raise it up just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit higher.
Bring it up.
Yep.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
That is the front of the book.
That's
nice.
Yeah.
So
where did you come up with that title?
When I was with ATF, after I'd been with them for a while, I got into being an arson and explosives investigator. We would call it fire and explosion / arson and bombing. And so we did that as part of our federal mission. That's the federal agency that does that. And so we would go to large scene fires or explosions And if it turned out to be criminal, we would proceed. And if it turned out to be accidental, we'd just write that all up and, let the insurance
Oh,
industry deal
okay.
with that. And so I became a certified fire investigator through ATF's. It's a 2-year training program. So you continue working as an agent out in the field. So I was still working undercover and doing a lot of gun cases and just things of that nature, and still doing that program too. So it was taking up my whole life for like 2 years, and got that. But before that, I'd gotten into the explosives training, which I never thought I would want to do, and learned how to do that, and that was fun. So you learn a lot about commercial stuff as well as some military stuff, and then the homemade type of explosives, and you learn about terrorism and domestic terrorism versus international. Um, and I was part of the ATF National Response Team, which responds to very large fire and explosion scenes all across the country, but also international on occasion. I was on that team for 23 years as a part-time member. So I would work as an agent in my field office. We would get called out to some big incident, and we would respond. Um,
Okay.
I don't. Which state are you in, Glenn?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
You're in Atlanta, Georgia. Well, let's see. I worked quite a few bombings up there by a guy named Eric Rudolph, so I spent a lot of time in Atlanta because of him. Um, and did a lot of work to clean up after the mess that he left, and
Yep.
quite a bit. And I worked with a lot of great guys there in Atlanta, or guys and gals. I tend to use guys as a generic, but
Yeah.
I worked with a lot of great people with ATF in the Atlanta area during all of his bombing spree, from the Centennial Park to the Sandy Springs 2 bombings that he did there, to the Other Side Lounge with the 2 bombs. I did not go to Birmingham though for that particular bombing there, which is the one that he took off and hid in the mountains for 5 years, and then finally got caught digging through the dumpsters. And let's see. Beyond that, I was trying to think if there's anybody else. Jennifer, where are you based out of? What state?
I'm actually in Alberta, Canada.
Oh, Alberta, Canada. I have not worked anything in Alberta, but we have had some of the fire investigators from that area of Canada come down and train with us in the past. And we also have there's an international association of certified fire investigators, and it has an annual thing. And so a lot of times it's the US and Canada, and maybe a couple of people from the UK and a couple from Australia, and then a few other countries that will join in for that every year. So we get to meet different people from different places and talk about big cases.
Yes. Well, I think, what, I think it's good to exchange ideas, and you do things differently, and then you can learn and apply different knowledge and stuff.
Oh yeah. And I thought it was great. We always had a good time because you get a lot of good, interesting case studies, and you find out what's being worked by everybody from all over the world, and what's taking place and what's different. So on like our international studies, we may respond to like a prison fire in some place like Costa Rica, where like 300 or 400 people get killed because the conditions and just lack of ability to take care and handle those sort of things, and of course no fire safety type things in those prisons. And so we'll have that. So that'll be like something big to talk to those guys about. But then they'll tell us about some major incident that's taken place that they've gone and helped to work overseas. So it's kind of interesting, to meet and talk and learn from everybody else.
So in other words, you say you have to keep your passport up to date.
Pretty much. Now, sometimes they can drop us on a plane and go with some military people to get us to where we need to be. But that's in rare instances. That they normally go, hey, look, we've got your red passport here, and you're getting on a plane and going. But most of the time, it's just your blue one, and it's like, okay, where are you going? Oh, I'm getting on a cruise ship. I'm going on a trip. I'm going on vacation.
Yeah. Yes. This is not a work trip.
Yeah,
You know what? I kind of always wondered what it would be like to be able to travel for work or whatever. I've never actually done a lot of traveling. I think I've been on a plane once in my life. So I can't imagine like doing that on a regular basis, not to mention the things that you get to see and hear and people you get to meet and stuff. I can't even imagine the stories that you must have. So
It was fun. I liked it. I liked it so much that when I retired, that was one of those things that I really missed. And I had gotten to do a couple of international trips in my career. Now, I don't know if people really look at them as like, oh, that was a really cool place to go or not. I went to Iraq in 2005 and spent 90 days working and assisting with the investigation. That was the regime crimes liaison stuff. So it was investigating the crimes that had been committed by Saddam Hussein in a place called Al Dajjal and a place called Al Anfal. And a lot of the world didn't get to learn about those things because right after the trial for Al Dajjal, um, they decided it was time to hang him and get that over with. And so they never got to see the Al Anfal um, trial. And I wish they had. I wish the world could have seen that trial because people needed to know just how evil he had been. And Al Anfal, he probably slaughtered about 200,000 people
Oh
over a
wow.
couple of years' time with chemical weapons. Not only
Wow.
people in Iraq, but also in Iran because of where he um, was using the chemical weapons. So we saw a lot of the stuff from that, where he would fly helicopters that had the sprayer arms off of them, and they would spray the chemicals over these little villages and little small towns, and then wait, and then they would go in wearing all of their hazmat gear and just walk through. Well, they would videotape it. His military people would videotape this because he wanted to see that everybody was dead. And in those videotapes that were covered when they first went into Iraq and took over stuff, you did see everything was dead. The goats, the people, cats,
Mm.
whatever, everything.
Yeah.
And it was just, it's this super eerie thing. And then to know that they were documenting it and they were all taking it back so that he would see what a good job they had done. And that
Hmm.
level of evil is just gruesome.
Yeah.
It goes past the serial killer stuff on TV. It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is brutal. Um, but we were investigating that. They had so much evidence. It was just warehouse full. Unfortunately, he didn't get tried for it. Then my next big trip overseas in 2017, I got to go and teach in the International Law Enforcement Academy located in Gaborone, Botswana, which is the country just above South Africa. Uh, Lovely people, wonderful. And they have several countries in Africa that are allowed to come to the International Law Enforcement Academy and train. And so we had people from 6 different countries that joined us there, and we did 2 weeks of um, post blast investigation. So it's like once you've had a bombing, how to investigate that.
Mhm.
So we actually would take them out to an explosives range that's built there, blow up things, and then bring them out so that they could investigate and work it and learn. We did have several people from Nigeria. In fact, we had people from six people from 6 different countries came. So South Africa, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Ghana, Botswana, and Zambia, I believe. So it was interesting, and then to know what the people in Nigeria are dealing with, it was good to get to teach them and help them out because they deal with so much because of Boko Haram and the terrorism. So there you go.
Do you find, because you see the darkest of dark, do you find that it kind of jades you? Am I asking all your questions there?
No, but no, that was right on. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it did that. This is, um, yeah. From where I started out to where I ended up, and all of the things that I saw, there's no doubt it changes you. There's no way to do a law enforcement career or even a firefighter career or a paramedic career or an ER, emergency room type
Yeah.
career and not get changed and not be impacted by what you see on a every working shift basis, from what you hear out of people's mouths that you just can't believe they're that evil,
Hmm.
or what you see of what they have done to someone else, or lots of other people. There's no way to not have uh, an impact on you. And then you have to remember there's still a lot of good people in the world. And luckily I had a lot of great friends and a lot of people who were not in law enforcement, so we didn't have to talk about all of that all the time. And if we did, we talked about funny stories, and they made it good for me. So it was we rode horses, we rode motorcycles, we went traveling, we whitewater rafting, anything, getting out and doing. And I like that. And I think everybody ought to have hobbies, have activities to keep them going. And you got to have family, you got to have things, people to cling to and go see. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Change of pace. And I was talking, mentioned before, but I don't think you were on that, just laugh, you can laugh or you can cry. I worked in the hospital for many years and I'd see people at their darkest, and you can attest to this, Glenn, as well, that, you either laugh or you cry. And I just decided I'd much rather have fewer wrinkles, so I'll laugh.
Yeah. I probably should have laughed a whole lot more because if I'm gonna have wrinkles, boy, I got a bunch. I got my brows all burned up, and the gray. Oh my goodness.
I think it just helped me to be a mom, because there's so many times where, oh, yeah, okay, you go do that, yeah, and then you turn and you like secretly swear under your breath, roll your eyes and swear in silence. But where did you figure out where to start?
Yeah. Where did I start? How
did you figure out where to start your story?
Oh, the thing about law enforcement, and for most people in life, we all follow a timeline. We know how things go on a calendar. We know how things go in our life. This took place when I was 5, and this took place when I was 10. It's a timeline. So it's easy to write in that format. What people don't want to read is my police report. Not that I couldn't write a good police report, but that's just this fact-filled, bump, bump, bump. It's a kind of Dragnet-ish, especially if you ever listen to Dragnet, the radio show, or the early Dragnet stories. It's very Dragnet, and you can't do that to people. They're like, you have to really like that. So you have to make it fun or interesting or entertaining or something. But mine being true crime memoir, it's based upon my memories. I reached out to a lot of people and talked to them too. Photographs, and of course we didn't do photographs like they do now. It's like, well, you got to take 1,000 pictures a day now, or you don't really own a camera, So doing that, police reports, accident reports, things, just a little of everything. Newspaper clippings, a lot of those, because I used to keep those, and I kept thinking one of these going to put these on a scrapbook, and I'm still waiting to do that. They're still in a Tupperware
morbid scrapbook.
Yeah, it will be for the most part. It's not good, but at the same time, it's like, okay, now they go, what are you going to do with it next? And I was like, donate it or set it on fire or blow it up. I don't know. But fortunately, I still have friends that can help me do that. But it's just putting that and then putting it into the book and figuring out stories that people would gravitate to and that they wouldn't. It's like, let that go. Nobody cares about that. Or and personalizing it some. I was really kind of amazed that anybody was interested in my personal life, but so I threw some of that in there, and my editor was very good about it. I was like, yeah, put that in there, and I was like, okay, we'll do that, I guess. And then just, I don't know, making the story sort of relatable. And I wanted people to, like I said, be with me. You've been wanting to go on a ride along all your life? Pick up my book and read it, because you're on the ride along. I want you to be right there with me, So the stuff that goes through my brain, and you'll be like, oh my God, she is messed up. But whatever I was thinking at the time, I wrote it in the book, going as what I was thinking, because you're just like, what? Oh, that's pretty much probably the exact thought I had when I saw that, or when somebody said that to me, or when I made that arrest, or whatever it was.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to wonder what's going through people's mind. And I know from a healthcare background, you develop a very weird sense of humor, and you start thinking, and my favorite thought to think is, well, it'd just be too easy otherwise. That's one of my favorite thinkings.
Well, you just have that stuff and everything. And as I got further into the career, and it didn't take this long, but as I got further in my career, most of the stuff that came up in my brain was WTF, like, and then you went from there. But it was always something, and it was like, that's probably another 4-letter word to describe this situation, because it, we're at that 4-letter word stage, and I just got out of my car, and you don't get to say that to somebody, but it's already in your head, and you can't, like, really, you're naked? Why are you naked right here? We're on an
Why
interstate.
not?
We're on an interstate, or it's 20 degrees out here. Or I am not chasing you. No, not happening. And
Yep.
you know, little things like that. And it's the people that used to start yelling and screaming at me before I actually got to the side of their car really good. So they had no idea why I pulled them over. They didn't want to hear. I didn't get a
Mhm.
chance to ask them anything, and they're already screaming at me. And I'm trying to tell them that their taillights are out, and you know, so you got to get that calm, because you got to stay calm.
Yes.
Let 'em-
Sounds like
let
being a
'em-
parent of toddlers.
It is, and I'm
Yeah.
not. I'm trying not to get run over out there while I'm out there talking to them. I'm hoping that they're not planning on hurting me. They just want to scream and yell. Then you start talking to them, and you're like, well, if you'll give me your driver's license and your registration, thank you. Okay, hold on. The reason I stopped you is your taillights are out. So could we see if we could maybe get those to working, or are you having trouble with your lights, or you got a loose wire, And my dad had taught me enough about mechanicing on and all. Usually you could like whack the little fuse box there a couple times with your hand, and that little reseat. You remember the old fuses? They did slide out. Reseat that joker. Lights are back on. Everything is safe while they're driving in the road at 3 a.m. We're all good. And then there's that one that's so nice to you. They're being so pleasant to you, but they've been driving from one shoulder to the other shoulder of the road at 30 miles per hour on an interstate. And you're going, yep, definitely can smell alcohol. Lots of alcohol.
Yeah. There's a reason.
And they're being so nice, so polite, and they're trying their bestest. And it's like, no, I'm not sure which bar you went to last, but yeah, there's a lot of it. You brought a lot of it with you, and you deal with them. And you're thankful when they're not naked,
Yeah. Well, at least you know they're not armed.
Yeah, not armed, or they're not handcuffed to their steering wheel and naked, because that really is confusing.
Yeah. Yeah. Then you start asking and pondering, like, why did I choose this life?
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Yeah, I've got to go home. I need to go home and watch TV. I don't want to do this.
Yeah.
What do they say in they say in the movies, like, I'm just too old for this.
Yeah, it's happening.
What decision in life got you to this point that you're handcuffed to a steering wheel?
Yeah, naked.
Naked. Yeah. I see. I thought it was my biggest stories is I can't tell you how many times I got proposed to in a night shift when I call back in X-ray. So, but I think your stories are a lot more interesting.
Well, they might be, but I'm not really sure about that, because I seen some things that we have actually sent to the ER, and there was one that came out of a car one night. I don't think this is too off color. Anyway, when they were getting him out and loading him up and all, he was pretty much out of it. It was a pretty bad wreck. He was wearing some very, very, very super tight fitting black leather type jeans, like very revealing black leather type jeans.
Yep.
And there was an object that was just like, that can't be. That's just not real. That can't be real. And everybody's like, don't know. But it's like the paramedics' problem now. It's not ours.
Don't ask.
I happen to arrive at the ER because I want to make sure that my person is still living, and we want to make sure everything is still good. And we're getting down to the hospital down in Virginia Beach, and they're in the ER, and of course everybody's going through the whole process of trying to cut everything off this person, everything like that. And they actually had a little discussion. I'm not cutting his pants off. Well, I'm not cutting them off. Everybody's like, okay, you got to hurry up and cut them off. So they do their thing. And there is a Pepperidge Farms summer sausage that's been duct taped to this man's leg. Don't know how they got there, but underneath those black leather pants, that's that's what was there. And it's like,
Well, I don't think it got there by accident.
no, it's sort of like, I didn't need to see this. I'm not old enough for this.
See, in my head, I'm thinking, are they going to go and send them to X-ray for looking for foreign bodies?
Yeah, no. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's Petworth Farms.
Hey, at least this person has taste.
Yeah, it's just some of those things, and you're just like, I don't want to go to the mall ever again. I never want to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Now I'm thinking of like, no.
Yeah, it's messed up. But like I said, it was so many things. So, and that was just in the uniform job. Undercover was just another.
Oh, I can imagine. That's right. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time doing that, and the undercover life was very, very eye-opening and very weird. The book will go into a lot of the different stories and a lot of the bad things that happened, but also some of the more peculiar or odd. I was probably the first person. I was the very first female Virginia state trooper that went undercover full time. But in addition to that, and I didn't know that at the time. Really didn't care. I was just so glad I was going to get to go work undercover that it didn't matter to me. Let's just go do it. It turned out to be, sometimes you gotta wonder what you wish for and maybe pull that back a little bit. But oh well. I bought drugs from Mennonites, which that was really different. And to this day, everybody's just like, "You bought drugs from who?" And I was like, "Mennonites." And they're like, "No." And I said, "Oh yeah." I said, the blue dress and the little hair and the crochet bun and the kitchen smelled like buttermilk. There I was, So I was like, this is not where I thought I'd be. In fact, I was kind of worried about that. I thought it might get me in trouble with the good Lord. I don't know if I'm supposed to be down here messing with the Mennonites.
Interesting.
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah, it's different. You never know. Every day was different.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, people can show so many different faces.
Yeah.
And so is it just you in the book? Is it just your story? Do you have other characters in there as well?
It is everybody that came across my path for the most part. And so you meet a lot of different people that I met. Some of them you are going to, you're going to get to know really well in the book. Others of them you may or may not like them. That's on the reader. There will be people that help me quite a great deal to make sure, as a young 23-year-old, that I was able to do my job, but also to make sure that I didn't get hurt and to give me great guidance and great advice. I made sure to include several of the troopers that I knew and I worked with that got killed in the line of duty. I made sure I wanted to include them in the book because if I knew them and I met them and worked with them, I wanted them to be remembered because after a while we all forget. And they're part of my timeline. They're part of my book, they're part of my timeline. And so I include them. And at the end of a chapter, if that's somebody that I introduced you to in that chapter and that they later were killed in the line of duty, I put in italicized at the end of that chapter about them and how they were killed, whether it was an auto accident or a shot in the line of duty, that sort of thing. And at the very end of the book, I have chapter 37, and chapter 37 is about each one of them. And it'll remind you what chapter you met them in, but it gives you the URL so that you can go online, and if you want to, you can look them up and learn a little bit about that person. So you know what happened to them. So you know how they were murdered and what happened to the people who killed them. Or so you know a little bit more about them as a person. Just whatever I could find, I wanted to put it on there.
Yeah, I mean, we all want to connect to, we all want to have people connect to our stories, and yours are like heart-wrenchingly real.
Yeah, and they are. And I've gotten from a lot of people, strangers are now writing me because they've read the book. And the reviews have been good. Amazon and Goodreads. And I always ask people, I said, look, like it, love it, hate it. It's fine. I said,
each their own.
My editor's like, hey, don't worry about reading the reviews. And I'm like, I read the reviews. I don't want you to change your style of writing. And I said, I just write. I said, you edit and make me sound like I'm intelligent. I said, I'm not worried about changing me. I'm 63 years old. I'm not changing. I said, so I said, I want to read the reviews just to see and, see if I can understand. Well, the reviews have been really good. And when somebody emails me or writes me or posts to me on social media, I always comment back to them, hi, how are you? Or thank you for reading my book. Cause I would like people to know that they can ask me a question. Um,
Yeah.
Not the trolls, okay? Not the trolls. Don't
Yeah.
just I'm not gonna play that game. But everybody else, if you want to ask something or you want to know how something ended, well, I have a neighbor and she's 87 and she's the sweetest person in the world. And she read the book. And as she would cover so many chapters, she would call me and she wanted to talk about things. And I would say, well, that's pretty good. Yeah, you're going to need to finish the book. You're going to need to finish the story. So when she finished, she had me come to her house and she wanted to go in depth with different things. And I said, not a problem. We'll talk about it. Um, that was fun. Uh, but like I said, I like being in touch with the people. I'm looking forward to meeting a lot more. I just was selected to be a exhibitor for Crime Con, which is 2026 in Las Vegas. So I'll be at the Caesar's Palace at the end of May
Nice.
for 3 days. And to me, that's really cool because when I put in for it this year, I was hoping that next year when I put in for it, they'd pick me, that they would have said, oh, she's serious. She's put in 2 years in a row. So yeah, we'll now pick her. So I was really, really glad that they selected me to be an exhibitor there with my book. And I'm looking forward to meeting the people, like just coming by and just talking. Hopefully they'll want to buy a book, but if they don't, I'm all right with that.
Well, just share your passion, and uh,
Yeah.
there's going to be people that don't like it, and there's going to be people that do like it. And I can see what your editor is saying. Like, don't read the reviews because everybody is entitled to their own opinions, and you don't want it to jade your thinking about and change how you are.
Yeah, yeah, I think I'll be
Yeah.
all right with it. I was amazed. These people that they're telling me, they cried and stuff, and then one
Yeah.
girl's like, "Oh my lord, I cried all the way through your book," and I went, "I'm sorry," and they go, "Oh no, no," it's like it's good. I said, "Well, I appreciate you saying it's good. I'm sorry I made you cry," and they go, "Oh no, it was a good." I was like, "Okay," I said, "I put some funny stuff in there." I said, "Did I make you laugh too?" And oh yeah, that was funny. And I said, "Okay." I just I don't know
Got
if
to
I
make
balanced
sure.
it. I don't know if I balanced it, but I was hoping somebody got a laugh out of a couple of the things. Just because you don't want people to walk around sad, and
Yeah.
so it's that part of it. And I know that Sportcat over there wants to ask me about the paranormal at some point in this interview.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end of the hour here. We're gonna have to you come back because wow.
We're when the internet
Went way
works
too
again.
quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, I mean, both Jen and I both had so many questions, and she hit like most of them. But yes, absolutely.
I
Have you
like
ever
it.
had a paranormal experience?
Okay, yes. Um, First off, I have no doubt, I have no question about my faith, and I have no doubt or no question about the existence of, and you can call them ghosts, you can call them angels, you can call it whatever you want. I have seen them, and okay, it's not like they show up in my life every day, um, but I've actually seen and just events, and they're one that had nothing to do with me whatsoever. I was driving down the interstate one night. Just it was kind of cold winter time in the night, not much going on. I was patrolling the interstate, making sure there wasn't anybody broken down out there in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock. With nobody helping them out because that's what you do. I was out next to a section in Chesapeake, Virginia, and Suffolk known as Bowers Hill, and I came through there. Um, yeah, okay, probably might have been driving really fast, but no one's out there, like nothing. There's not another car. There's no, at that time, there was no lighting on the interstate. It was just dark going through the pines. And so I was rolling down Interstate 64, pines, dark. And all of a sudden, there's this kind of a glowy, shiny image. And normally I would have told you it was like a fog patch, but it wasn't a fog patch. And it's right in front of my car, but it just like shows up and it's just there and gone. And it's the image of a human. And it kind of took me back, caught my breath, and I was just like, that was really freaky. And as I'm thinking on it, I'm driving and I'm kind of slowing down. I'm just like, what is that? That was strange. And I thought maybe I need to go back and look. Maybe that was a person and out there. And also, I go through one of the crossovers and I go back around and I come back and I go through really, really slowly. Now, I haven't seen another car, haven't seen anybody else any around, nothing. And I look and I look and I look. I see nothing. And there is no fog. There's no patchy anything. There's nothing around. And I'm going through, making sure there's nothing wrecked in the ditches. We used to have a spotlight on the side of the car. I see nothing anywhere. And it's just like, well, that is weird. Finally, I get up the interstate a ways, and I said, I got to get out of the car. So I get out of the car and I walk around my car. I look at everything. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing. I'm like, there's no fog out here. I know I saw what seemed like somebody, but like a glow, almost like those lights that they use now, the ones everybody has for podcasting. And it just was strange. I thought that made no sense. Well, it's like 2, maybe 3 days later, one of the other troopers was working the interstate, and he was out that way, and he pulled over on the side of the interstate in that exact same area where I had seen that or whatever. And he pulled over and he was sitting there and he rolled down the windows on his car because he was a smoker. And he kept getting this sweet kind of odor of something dead. And so he's like, no, I know what that is. That's got to be a body out here someplace. And so he got to looking around, walked over past the grass, past the fencing and stuff, and over in the woods, like out in the woods and stuff, there was a naked body that had been dumped out in the woods that had been dead for several days. And it was we had body dumps. Sometimes people overdosed on drugs at places that they probably shouldn't have been, or in some of the drug houses, like in the Portsmouth area, Norfolk, places like that. And sometimes folks, instead of doing the right thing by them, they would just take them out and do a body dump out in the middle of nowhere. Well, Bowers Hill at that time was a great place to dump a body. And that's what that was. Somebody had overdosed and their body had gotten dumped. I have always thought, and I may be wrong, but I have always thought that was that person, that may have happened just at some point, and I'm the first car to come along, the first person, the first whatever to come along, and that maybe somehow or another that person's ghost, angel, soul, whatever, was trying to get my attention. And, I never could figure out what it was, but a few days later, when that body has had a chance to do some decaying, it finally got somebody's attention. And yeah, I'm sure of what I saw. I don't doubt it. And
Yeah.
That was the first time, but I've seen other things, lots of other things.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's different. So I guess that's my paranormal.
Wow. I've been doing this for 3 years and researching paranormal for a while, and that's a first. That is a first. Wow. So, all right.
Yeah. It's different.
We're going to have to get you to come back because we need more.
Yes.
And we're out of time. I promise you'd only be an hour, and our next guest Holly is here. So
I got you. You got fur next. That's way better than fire.
No. It's all good. So Jennifer, we have a large portion of the audience that is in Australia. In the show notes afterwards, I always try and it'll probably be tomorrow, where they can find your link. But make sure to tell everybody where they can find your stuff, how they can get in touch with you. And yeah,
this is my book. And if you are in Australia, I already have a reader in Australia. He reached out to me and he got my book about 5 or 6 weeks ago. But it is there. The ebook is out. So you can save money getting an ebook versus this, because I realize how much they do charge to get it down to Australia. So I'm telling you to get the ebook, if you're in Australia, because it's just more affordable for you. But yeah, you www and then my name, Jennifer, Jennifer, my former last name, which was Clarke, Clarke, and my last name, where I'm married for the last 19 years, ESKEW.com. Jennifer Clarke Eskew.com. It's actually at the bottom of my book. It's how I wrote my book, because that's the name a lot of people knew me as for a long time in law enforcement, as Jennifer Clarke. Then I got married, and a lot of people, here we are nearly 20 years later, and they still don't know it. They don't realize it. Plus, this is the name my parents gave me on a last name. But Jennifer Clarke Eskew.com. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, a lot of places like that. And I will respond to you unless you're trolling me. And aside from that, LinkedIn. And I'll try to answer your questions if I can. The book is on Amazon. It's also through Walmart. It's also through Barnes and Noble. You just have to order it. Any place you can order online, or if you have a small bookshop that you like to go to, retailer, they're able to look up my name or the book, Becoming Fire, Jennifer Clarke Eskew, and find the ISBN, and they can order it for you if you want to do that. And if you order it through me, through that website, I'll autograph it for you. I'll personalize it for you if you want. And I enjoyed talking to y'all today. I wish we could have made this work a little better, because I'm still on my screen looking at all kinds of code data.
That is so weird. Wow. Yeah, we'll get this worked out, and we'll get you to come back, because I'm sure my Jennifer has a lot more questions too. So
I'd love to talk to her
Yes.
sometime. In fact, because I plan on starting a podcast. I've actually got all of that in the works and getting it started. And I was just interviewed this past week or weekend, so it's coming out on Locked In with Ian Bick. He's done really well. He's one of those young people that just seems to understand the podcast world really well. So he's had a lot of success with it. But trying to do as many as I can, and at the same time, I'm looking to try to start my own. And I kind of know which direction I want to go in. And maybe I should ask a paranormal question at the end of mine.
Yeah, it's a good hook. So
Yeah.
All right, Jennifer, have a great evening. Thank you for allowing us to get just a little bit behind the cover there. It's really appreciated. And I'll reach out to you. And my Jennifer, y'all can reach out and talk to each other too. So feel free to. So.
They ain't sure how to find me on TikTok there or someplace, but find me. It's not hard.
Well, I don't know how to find.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna look you up, because I'm super keen to read your book. So
well,
I don't do TikTok. So.
Okay. Look, I wasn't doing any of this stuff, and they're going, okay, look, Nana Jen, you can't just be on Facebook with the grandkids. Mm-hmm. See about getting over there on the social media, so people know who you are.
They're so like, correct. They're so correct.
They are, and I'm like, all righty, I'll give it a try. But y'all have a good evening. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate your time.
Right,
have a good night. Bye. All right. Bye-bye. Wow. That went by way quick, even though we got a late start with the technical difficulties. Let me push a button here and thank our audience in WRFN, WZQR, and of course, Dare Talk Radio in Australia.
Broadcasting across Australia on Dare Media Group radio stations, this is the Sportcat Show, uncovering secret chapters, strange encounters,
and the occasional technical mishap.
Yes. Well, as you know, we always have two guests, and we got off to a little bit of a late start because of the technical issues, but tonight is no exception. We have Holly. Ooh, I'm going to have to get her to pronounce the last name because I don't want to offend her. She's got a novel about puppies out here. So let's bring her out. And Holly, I am so sorry. We're running a little bit behind because of some technical issues. So thank you for allowing it. So first off, how do you pronounce your last name so don't butcher it?
Oh, no worries at all. It's Gutwillinger.
Okay. Gutwillinger.
Yeah.
I got it. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I would have said that wrong as well. I'm sorry.
That's what
All
I'm like.
good.
It's Holly. That's who it is. It's Holly.
Yeah.
So Holly, tell us a little bit about yourself. And we're going to go from Jennifer was crime and true crime, and we're going to go to a heartwarming puppy story now. So
I want to read Jennifer's story. I was listening for the last few minutes, and I'm like, "What? But wait, Jennifer, wait! I'm writing everything down."
Absolutely, yeah. So she's got one of those stories that just reaches and grabs you, and the thing is, was her whole life. So that's fascinating.
Yeah, fascinating. Well, here I am. I'm in Northern Ontario, Canada, as the bio said, and I'm coming to you from my little shed here. Ramblings from the little shed is what I like to call it, and it's where I like to spend time and write. I work full time, also in the correctional field here in Canada, of course, but so daytime work, but after hours, that's when my creative life comes to life. So that's when sorry, it's late here for me, so I'm going to try really hard not to fumble on my words.
Fine. You're fine. I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. Jen, you're up north as well. So
I'm in southern Alberta.
Oh, another connect.
Yes.
There we go.
We're neighbors.
I've told you all, take your snow back. It's coming to the south. We don't want it. So
oh gosh, you can have some of ours because it has been snowing here for days, and I am tired of shoveling.
I won't. I'm not gonna lie. It was very nice to wake up this morning to +10.
Oh my, yeah, you get lots of Chinooks there.
Yes, it's definitely it's a break in it, and I think next week it's supposed to be -30. So.
Oh Lord. Goodness, yeah.
Last week I think it was -30 last week. So
it's all over the place this winter. It's a doozy.
Yep.
One of our in our chat, Chris says Glenn is not great on name pronunciation. He makes me laugh often. Yes, yeah. Well,
but in your defense, Glenn, I mean, mine's a doozy. It's 12 letters, and it's a lot of syllables.
Yeah. So well, you've got a fascinating full-time job too, as you take off your cape and come and sit behind the keyboard. So the bio says you're going through a failing marriage and having some problems, and if you're in public safety, paramedic, I get it. And so you wrote the book. I don't want to say it was from the puppy's point of view, but I'm not sure I'm clear on that. How did that work? Because it's confusing me.
I will guide you. Well, the story started out as auto fiction. So I was trying to write my dog's story, my rescue dogs. And when I was going through the process, I realized I really wanted to give one of my dogs a voice so he could tell his own story, because I was trying to understand him while I was going through this experience. And that's why I thought, what would you like to tell me? Right. So talk about paranormal. And so I decided to fictionalize the story. And Renly is the protagonist in the book. She is now her own person. I do not have a failing marriage. I have a wonderful husband of, just reminded me, 29 years coming up. And so we are separate, right? Renly is herself, and she may have some of my traits, but she definitely has her own story. So there are 2 points of view, Renly, and then Sully tells his story in his own voice as well. So I'm asking readers to set aside some judgment there and just, play along and have some fun.
Well, we know that dogs can communicate anyway, so it's not that far of a stretch.
Yeah. How old were the puppies when you got them?
I'm sorry, Glenn?
How old were your puppies when you got them, the dogs?
Oh, when you get a dog from a shelter, they'll say they usually throw around the 2-year-old mark. And we think they were probably around 1, but who knows? And now they're pushing 12. So we've had them for a lifetime, a dog lifetime. Yeah.
Well,
short but sweet.
Yeah, all of my dogs are have been rescue. So yeah. And like you, I've often wondered if I could just read their mind. So just the dog I got now, Ginger, she is always starving, and I tell everybody it's like she's a fat kid, but I was like, I don't know that when she was wandering the street, she didn't know when her next meal was coming from. So that's the way I kind of rationalize it to her.
Yeah.
So.
Good point. Yeah.
Well, I know
we don't know
my
what their
dog.
histories are.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Right. I've rescued dogs my whole life. We've had dogs for like as long as I can remember, but I have a dog now that actually got, she's a purebred. I didn't get her as a puppy. I got her as an adult because she had a litter of puppies and then they spayed her. And then we wanted a pet. And so she's a purebred standard poodle. And I swear when she's looking at you, she's talking through her eyes. She'll be like in my bedroom and there's the closet, which I keep her treats. And she's looking at me, looking at the closet. Like, come on. Yeah.
Well, do you see those buttons they have now that where the dogs can press the buttons and it says words? Like, is that real? Do the dogs really do that? Like,
I don't know. I haven't. I don't have the patience to train my dog, but I do know that right after we got her, I think we had her for like a few days, and we had left her at the house. We didn't bring her with us that day. And when we were gone, she took a bag of hot dog buns off the counter, ripped it open, ate all the buns, took the empty bag upstairs and hid it in a corner behind a basket. That took planning. Yeah. I didn't find it for 3 days, and I was like, where did all our hot dog buns go? And then I found this bag. It's like,
buns.
Yeah, so they definitely know what they're doing, and they can communicate. It's just we have to listen.
Yeah.
And blame the kids.
I did initially blame the kids, but then I was like, I saw it as like ripped apart in the middle, and I'm like, yeah, okay, my kids wouldn't do that. They wouldn't eat the whole bag, and they wouldn't hide it because they're not that smart.
They'd be in a carb coma on the couch.
Yes, well, yeah. She didn't have. She had a bit of a tummy ache afterwards, but I think she enjoyed it well.
And they all have their own unique personality. And one of the greatest, I can't remember who the quote was, but the saddest thing about owning a pet is that they don't live as long as we do. And that's the saddest thing, the hardest part. So I grew up in my uncle was a veterinarian. So I spent many years around animals. And I developed a great passion. And in fact, he was disappointed in me that I never became a veterinarian. I became a paramedic. So, but I didn't do algebra very well. So
I used to love it when darn it. Oh yeah, that's a tough one. They say when we lived in Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories, there was one vet's office there, and I can always remember. And I used to love going there because he had an Irish wolfhound. And the wolfhound would just sort of cruise around the yard. He never had to tie the dog or anything like that. And anybody who went in there knew like that dog was there. And I remember going in there looking for a dog because, we had been there for a little bit. And this wolfhound was just kind of like chilling out, hanging out. And it was just, wow. What a creature. My sister has a wolfhound as well. And you want to talk about a soul. Oh my goodness. Those dogs are majestic. But yeah, he just would cruise around and check everybody out, and he was just the friendliest, fur human, it seemed. Sasquatch, maybe. Oh, we'll get into that later.
Oh, yeah. So, did you ever think about an animal psychic?
Well, funny enough, because I have a podcast and I have a dog astrologer coming on in a few weeks, and I'm super excited. Yeah. So we'll see.
I didn't believe it. And we had one on, I was like my first or second year. And I was like, yeah, whatever. And she's like, well, send me pictures of your animals and just their name. And so I sent her my two dogs. My wife had a dog, and then Ginger, my dog, and then we have a household cat that thinks he's a dog. And when she comes back to me, she goes, "I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what the hell I got into. I don't know if it was your animals or not. And I'm like, well, why? And I'm in the east side of Atlanta. And the first one we rescued, Millie, was my wife's dog. And she was a bait dog and came from a drug house. And she was scared of her own shadow. She was just real skittish, didn't like loud noises. And she's like, I swear to God, that dog told me it liked pot. And I was like, what? She's like, your dog really wants a Valium or wants something. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, I swear that dog wants to get high. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. And I was like, she came from a drug house, so maybe all the smoke from
It's addicted to pot. You know, I mean, if it can happen to people, it can happen to dogs.
And then I was like,
Absolutely.
okay, all right, whatever, I'll let this one go. And she got on my cat Squat. She's a Hemingway, and he's got like 22 toes. And she goes, that cat thinks he's a dog and argued with me. I'm like, oh, yep, you were right on. You were right on. Eats the dog foods. Pit bull knocks him out of the way, or her out of the way. So yeah, there is something
awesome.
to it. I was shocked. So
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
how did you pick their voice? You had to pick a voice in their head or your head. How did you do that?
Well, it happened when it was a early fall day, and I was sitting in the backyard, and I was sitting on the last step of the deck. And Sully is very timid, doesn't really approach people. He approaches me, but even when he's had enough, he backs away. So this one afternoon, I saw him standing in the yard, and all of a sudden he started sort of trotting over to me down the stone way, and his ears were flopping, and it was like, now I'm not woo woo here, but like, it's almost like I could hear his voice saying, hey, it's okay. You know, like, I'm okay. You don't have to worry about me. You keep trying to fix me, but I'm okay. Just chill out, accept me for who I am, like I do for you. And let's, be on our way, sort of thing. Let's just kind of live our lives. And so from that moment on, that's kind of when it unleashed for me. And pardon the pun, but I keep doing that one. But that's
a good pun.
I could hear his voice, and from there I just started scribbling and writing these little silly poems in Sully's voice, and then that turned into scenes, which turned into chapters, and it just kept going. And I thought, again, like I said in the beginning, it was a full story of me recounting our story, but I really wanted Sully to have his own say. And that's how I did it. So I gave him a voice. Now I would love to narrate the book and hear his voice. I think that would be a lot of fun too. But maybe that's anthropomorphizing too much. I don't know.
Do you monologue because I know I do that with my doggo, and she'll be running along and I'll just be like, oh, I'm just gonna monologue what she's thinking and imagine what she's thinking and stuff. Do you kind of do that with your pets?
No, actually I don't. I mean, I sort of baby talk to them, I suppose, or how our voices go about 8 octaves higher than they actually are.
I talk
they
back
can't
and
hear
forth,
us at normal voice.
Yeah, yeah, exactly right. Yeah, their ears are big, but they can't hear. No, I imagine what she would be saying back to me. I'd be like, well, why did somebody put that there? And then have her voice kind of, replying. And I'd be like, I know, right?
Yeah.
Or I'm just going crazy.
No, I haven't done that one yet. It's okay. This is a safe space here. We can dog talk all night. Yeah.
With Ginger, my dog, she's part border collie, and I think she's smarter than me. I really do. I think because she'll sometimes look at me and go, what are you doing?
They are such smart dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, mine. So my dog's name is Glamour.
Glamour.
And I didn't name her. She came with a name. And the first question my husband asked is, why does she have like a stripper name? And I said, I don't know, but it's very fitting, and it fits her personality to a T, because she'll sit there on the couch and cross her paws like this, or she'll walk around the big puddles so she doesn't get her feet wet. And I swear, she is like the epitome of a poodle. And I can just imagine what she's saying and she's thinking.
Very
So, you know, if
bougie.
you very, very, but she's also loves everybody. She's a volunteer therapy dog. So we get to go into schools and she gets to get loved. So
Yeah.
Nice. In the comments here, Chris says, my dog, when I was 8 years old, ate a whole bowl of shelled peanuts and left all the shells on the floor.
lots of fiber. Hit the
couch.
empty bowl. I love it. Yeah. No, a Glamour was upset at me for leaving one time. And I didn't take her with me. And she went upstairs into the bonus room and grabbed a bunch of garbage out of the garbage can. It was just papers and stuff, threw it on the floor, and then just looked at my husband like, what are you going to do?
Like total rebellion.
Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very rebellion. So Glamour is a perfect name
Oh,
for her.
yes. I think we all have those stories of either destruction in the house when we leave or behaviors that are.
Yeah. Or finding little presents that aren't chocolate.
Yes. You mean stepping in them. Yeah.
We have,
Yeah. Well, I almost picked it up because I thought it was chocolate. It was dark.
Ginger and I was coming back from Knoxville. She rides with me, buckled in the back seat. She's got her own Leary there. And Mom was in a horrible car wreck, and I had to turn around almost to Atlanta and go back. So we had been on the road by the time we got back to, or I got her to Mom's before I got to the hospital for like 8 hours. And so she was like, she's like, we started here. How did we end here? And so I locked her in the house, and that was fairly new when we had her. And then Mom's in the hospital, the house is all dark. And I come back in the middle of the night from the hospital. And do you know those orange chocolate balls, the ones that have like the little pieces?
Cherry oranges.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There was one of those. Perfect. Box was open. The wrappers were all open, and there was like 2 just hanging there. And she's looking at me like, yeah, it was pretty good. And I'm thinking, my uncle was a veterinarian. I'm thinking chocolate. And I'm going, Jesus Christ, my mom's been in a bad car wreck. My dog's going to die. So I was up with her all night. But I found out, I'm pretty sure she has a sweet tooth, and she's a chocoholic because she will chase the grandkid around for any little sweet thing. And she's got an iron stomach, apparently. I took her to the vet, and the vet's like, there's nothing wrong with your dog. I'm like, but she ate a whole thing of chocolate.
Oh, my dog ate like 20 chocolate Timbits, and she was fine. So,
well, what's the chocolate content in them too, right? It's probably more sugar than actual cocoa.
Yeah, it's still not good for them. It's not good for us.
No.
She was very hyper, more hyper than normal for a border collie.
Oh boy, and that's a lot.
Oh, I was gonna say she was bouncing off the walls, like hovering, just like the squirrel off of the hedge after he has the energy drink.
Up when she gets that energy, you'll just see it.
Yeah.
It's just like all of a sudden she's like,
vibrates.
Yep.
Yep.
How do you do that?
It's like Zoomies times 10.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mine's 12 and he still gets a Zoomies. So
I love that they are children. They're like babies, like puppies, just enjoying the moment right up to the end. I wish we could live like that. You know, we need to take a page out of their own book.
Absolutely. That's why I wrote the book.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I heard somebody say somewhere that, you know, they are a part of our lives, but we are their whole lives. And I'm not sure who said it, but it makes sense. And it makes you have a different opinion of dogs. Like, they live for love. They live to love us. We are their whole world.
Mm-hmm. Yep. No, that's very true.
Yeah. I read an article recently. It was talking about time with dogs. And for 1 hour for us is 3 hours to a dog. And I can't.
How do we know that?
What? They know this. I don't know.
Like, I love all these scientists and how they know how dogs this, how dogs that. I mean, and a lot of them are right.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
really.
I'm sure.
They know way more than I do. But
sitting in an empty house for an hour would drive me nuts. But then thinking that
the dog's going like, gosh, that feels like 3 hours now. Huh?
Yeah, they can't even surf the TV. You know, they can't do anything but go. Just lay there.
Yeah.
Sitting on the back of the couch, looking out the front window like a giant black and white cat dog.
In millions of years, when dogs can actually speak our language, they're going to explain a whole lot to us.
Oh, I sure hope
We
they
won't
do.
we won't be here, but
They will tell all our secrets, though.
oh well. We won't be here.
Yeah.
Eh,
Wait a minute. My dogs see me naked. Wait a minute. That's a bad thing. So
I know. I was thinking all the times. I was like, yeah, my dog's got a lot of secrets to tell.
I was interviewed on another show. She goes by the White Witch, and she said that things were coming through to her, and she was pretty spot on. Out of all this time I've been either interviewed or interviewing, she's the only one to have ever made me cry, and she lost the episode. But my aunt, who just passed away, came through to her and had a message for me, and it was spot on. And anyhow, one of my coworkers from when I was a paramedic in East Tennessee had passed away while I was in Tennessee too. He came through, and he said, "Oh yeah, tell Glenn I've got Millie," because Millie had died while I was in Tennessee. I had a whole bunch of stuff happen all at once. While I was in Tennessee, Millie, my wife's dog, had passed away, and she's like, "Yeah, he's got Millie for you." I'm like, "What? Where do you get this?" So do they have? I mean, they've got souls. Do they go to the next level? That's something that I really never thought about till then.
Yeah. I feel like they have more pure souls than most humans. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
God.
I used to say, like, if dogs don't go to heaven, I want to go where they go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. All my life, all the animals, and like I said, my uncle's a veterinarian, so we had plenty in Tennessee. I would love at the end of this to see them all again, So
yeah, all waiting.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that would be so.
That's
sweet.
a big dog park in the sky.
Yeah, they're like,
Nice.
it took me so long. You thought 3 hours sucked.
Right, a lifetime.
No, they've all been playing together with all your other fur babies.
Yeah.
A few realms away.
So, Holly, when you were writing this, did you give any thought about the paranormal stuff? Or was that...
Other than giving my dog a voice?
Well, yeah. I mean, that's schizophrenia, but that's another story. So,
okay. That's a whole different.
Or they be personification
podcast. Yeah. No, I can't say that I have. Not for. I'm running through all the chapters right now in my mind, but no, I don't think we went through any paranormal activity. Although, I mean, I did write in our dog Chance into the book. So the dog's stories are truly them, like who they are in the book, as far as the stuff that the rescue mission, that is Cash and Sally. But I did write in Chance, who was our dog before them.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's as close as I get to making him a ghost dog.
The reason I ask is, animals see in a different spectrum. So they could see things, I'm told. And I've seen my dog looking around, or cat looking around, and I've always wondered, are they seeing something we're not? I guess that's kind of what I was getting at with that. So.
Right. Yeah, I never even thought of that. And I have heard of that as well, even though, again, I'm like, how do they know? But I mean, I do believe dogs have more senses than we will ever have. But no, funny that you've given me something to ponder on, because it's not something that I thought about. I just wrote Chance in because he was like my soul dog. So, and I've had dogs my entire life, but yeah, Chance was definitely the sweetest soul, and he just knew all the time how to be with us. And there was never any, again, he was a rescue and he was about to, but there was never any training with Chance. There was never any scolding with Chance. He was just a kind dog soul. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
He walked in.
Yeah. I remember
think the rescue dogs
in the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've always found that rescue dogs, and that's why we've always rescued dogs. For one, they need to be rescued, they need a home.
Yeah.
But I always feel
Yeah.
like they attach strongly to their people, to their owners. And I think that, I can't imagine them not feeling like, thank you for rescuing me, appreciative kind of.
And I agree with you 99%, except for my dog Cash. When we first got him, my goodness, and the stories are in the book of his tales of disappearing. He just wanted to run. Like, I think he was thankful, but he was like, yeah, I think I'm just going to go for a run. You open the door, I'm out of here. And so he was
Hard
gone
husky?
all the time. No, yeah, we
Oh,
think he's boxer pointer mix, but we're, of course we're not sure. But high energy dog, and he just ran all the. He still does. We think he's around 12, and that dog runs like the wind. Mhm.
but he always comes back home
In the beginning,
sometimes?
no. Yes. Well, actually, he doesn't run away anymore. He just runs when we take him, for a long walk in the woods. But in the beginning, he would run away, and he would just go off and venture, and the neighbors would be like, "Oh, yep, saw him going that way," or we'd find him in the middle of the lake. Like, there was just no harnessing him.
Nice. He settled down, it sounds like.
Slightly, but still very hyper.
And that's very stressful for a pet owner. Like, where did my dog go?
Very.
So,
Yes, very. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you always start thinking the worst. And so, yeah, I'm
Mhm.
freaking out. So now they've got
Mhm.
air tags and stuff. You can keep up with them. So,
True.
Chips and
yeah. And you were talking about you think your dog is
Boxer pointer.
boxer pointer, and
Mhm.
my wife is big into the genealogy. She
Mhm.
found a way you can do genealogy on dogs,
Yes.
and
Yep.
so I was like, okay, whatever.
I've
We're
heard of
gonna
that,
try.
yeah.
And it was like $30. I don't know, something like that. And Ginger didn't like it when we did it, but we got it back. And of course, we knew she'd had litter before we had her. And like you said, you don't know how old they are. She's got relatives around the world. And I'm like, how does that happen?
Whoa.
Does she get on ancestry.com and find her relatives too? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean, she's kind of snooty.
You have a cousin.
She's kind of snooty. She doesn't do that. So, but
Siberian Husky in Alaska, trying to connect.
Exactly. But yeah, that was weird too, because I was like I said, my wife's big into that. I was like, there's no way. And literally, she's got cousins in England and Ireland and Australia. I'm like, how did they get to Australia? You were a runaway, but good Lord.
Ran away a long way. Swam some too.
Swam across the channel.
I was just thinking, I was like, the ancestry.com for dogs.
Yeah.
What if they had like matchmaker.com for dogs? So I stopped there.
Maybe that hasn't been done yet. So maybe that's our chance, right?
Yeah, I see a story brewing.
Your dog with mine,
Have a Tinder for cats.
Hey, maybe that's my next like rom-com, like match your dog.
Yeah, match the people based on how their dogs get along.
There we go. New reality show.
Yeah. So that brings me to another question. Any more books in the future?
Oh yeah, definitely. Okay. We're not stopping now.
Okay.
The dog stories will never cease to happen as long as I am on this earth. My next book it has a title, and it's called Must Love Rescue Dogs. And I got a proof for the cover tonight, which is a lot of fun because it's dogs, but it's a couple. Like it's a man and a woman, and they meet at the dog park. So that's the meet cute. Ooh. No spoilers because that happens right from the get-go. And but of course they have dogs. So there's no talking dogs in this one, except for maybe in the afterword. We'll see. But it's a sweet romance or a rom-com, I suppose, whichever title you like. And yeah, I've got a first full draft, and I'm getting my first book out into the world, and then I'll be moving on to the next one and having fun.
Nice. Sounds good. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank
out of
you.
all the famous dogs, and Rin Tin Tin, Lassie, Scooby Doo,
Yeah.
Jetsons.
Marmaduke.
Did you have a favorite? Was it Marmaduke?
Pluto.
Pluto. Yeah, there was Pluto, but
That's
Marmaduke
why I
was
love the
probably
planet
my
Pluto.
favorite.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Marmaduke.
Marmaduke was
Not
just
a dog.
so.
Yes.
What's
Not
that?
a dog, but I like Pennington Bear.
Yeah.
No, Marmaduke was probably my favorite. He was just like a big, sort of
Clifford.
Clifford the red dog.
Big red dog.
Yeah. If you're gonna have a dog, get a dog, man. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No, I like that.
Yeah. And well, hey, maybe you could do research on the background, because all of these have a background story. That's weird.
Yes.
So, and
Glenn, you may not know about this. Sorry.
No, I was going to say mine was Superdog, Superman's dog. So.
Oh, Superdog with the
yeah.
cape. Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Now, Glenn, you may not be familiar with this dog, but Jennifer might, depending on you may be too young, but do you remember The Littlest Hobo?
Yes. I love that. Yeah.
I'm not going to
that
get
was
into
a girl.
start singing the theme song.
No,
She
I know
was?
the theme song. It's like it was a female German Shepherd. I mean, they had different dogs, but there were a few of them that were female German Shepherds. But I mean, like, they got long hair, you can't even tell. But that's what that's one thing I remember. But yeah, Littlest Hobo. Yeah.
So Glenn, that was a show. It was like a CBC Canadian produced show where the dog saved the day, basically, and then at the end was always walking down the train tracks and
yeah. It's going on to the next town to go and influence and help somebody else. Yeah.
And then as I got older and become a firefighter, Dalmatians were my thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And don't ask me to name.
We wondered if our dog was part Dalmatian.
You don't see too many of them nowadays. I haven't seen too many Dalmatians. They must not be that common in this area, or maybe they just not purebreds are common. They're just sort of mixed breeds now.
Maybe. And they're high energy dogs, so it takes a special family to take a Dalmatian, I think.
It does.
Yes.
It's a misnomer that they fit in good at the firehouse. I mean, they do, but it's a lot of maintenance. I had one when I was in the fire academy, and I got out of the fire academy, and we worked 24 on, 48 off, and I was gone for 24 hours, and I come home, and underneath the window, all of the sheetrock and insulation had been tore out, and the dog was working on the wood siding, the back of the wood siding, and the kids are like, I don't know how it happened. I'm like, how do you not know? She saw you outside playing and she wanted to go out. I'm like, how did you not know? And they're like, I don't know.
We just stuck a chair in front of it, closed the curtains.
My wife was telling everybody, we've got to get rid of this dog before Glenn gets home. He's going to kill it. So no, I wouldn't have killed it, but I was like, that didn't just happen. I mean,
No.
So, but yeah, they are very high maintenance. They're very good dogs, but they're very high maintenance. So, and they have problems. So a lot of people don't realize that you have to give them some special stuff. So yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's the veterinarian. I'm sorry.
Things we learn.
Well, we worked with dogs, and we trained with the dogs that would go into like holes, search dogs, and look for people. And I made a joke one time about, I want to get on the search team. I'm going to get a dachshund. That really upset the search team. That really pissed them off. But when training with them, I realized how sensitive their smell was. But the trainer was telling me, he goes, you can put a drop of whatever they're looking for like 5 miles away, and it's like cologne in the next room to them. And it's like, it was so amazing working with some of them, because they would intentionally, because you have to train them. I mean, I'm not saying you have to keep working with them so that they're rewarded for doing, what they're
reinforce that behaviors.
Yeah. So we would always be piling stuff on and burying the fireman, usually the rookie, and Yeah, and try and get, the dog would go find the rookie. And we were always amazed. No matter where we would stuff the rookie, the dog would find it. I mean, we really tried hard to kill some rookies. Not that there was no hazing, but you got to train the dog. But no, I mean, I was always amazed. The dog could be inside sitting there on the air conditioning, and he would give it the command and up, awake, and off we go. And if we were out in the woods, we were stuffed down in a sewer pipe. Not that we ever did that. All the different places you can put a rookie. So yeah, all the different places you can put a rookie. But I mean, the dog would literally at times almost climb a ladder because we put up high sometimes.
Oh wow, sounds like a Belgian Malinois.
Well, they were all different kinds of dogs. I don't know which kind was the best. Probably shepherd, maybe. No, that's police. I don't know. There was a bloodhound, and then when we worked in Tennessee, there's a dog trained that can find people that have drowned just by the scent on the water. And I was, how do they do that?
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's so, and sorry, I'll just go on here. But one of the breaking things that they're doing in the medical field is they're teaching dogs to detect cancer before it shows up on the tests. And that it's incredible. But dogs can detect seizures. They can detect other things, so. And aside from being comfort and therapy animals, they are much smarter than us. Or at least maybe
By
not
far.
you, but at least me. So, I don't want to offend you.
No, not at all. Me too.
But yeah, so you got plenty more books, which I'm excited for. Go ahead. Sorry, Jennifer.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that my dog is smarter than my kids. I threw a ball, pretended to throw the ball like in the hiding behind, and my son's running down the hall looking for it. My dog's sitting there going, "No, you've got it behind your back." And I'm going, "Oh my gosh, my dog is smarter than my toddler."
True. All right, Holly. I'm going to ask. When we hear a paranormal story, so give us your paranormal story.
Gosh, I have to follow Jennifer Clarke Eskew's story. How am I going to do that? I was like, oh my gosh, I'm rifling through the filing system in my head, going, no, that one's not good enough. That one's not good enough. I have two, but it's just not going to be as exciting, and I'm not that much of a storyteller verbally. So I do remember when I was, I would say around the age of 10. At each time that I would step foot into a cemetery, I would get the most not incredible, but sharp chest pains. Like I would take a breath and I remember the pain, like a very sharp stab to the heart area. And so this would go on for the entire time that I was in the cemetery. This went on. This wasn't just a one-time thing. I can remember at least 3 episodes. And the second I would step away from the cemetery, the pain would dissipate. So now that I'm older and I think about it, I can't really reason it, but I know that what that pain is. And in my later years, it was probably anxiety. But how as a child did I know that was anxiety? Like, did my body take over? But it was each and every time, to the point where we went to where my father was from, which was in the Ottawa Valley. And he wanted to go visit the graves of the 2 young men that had lost their lives to a bear attack. But he was aware of what would happen to me. And he was with his sister, my aunt, at that time. He was with both sisters. Sure enough, we went into the cemetery yard and those pains came up again. And so we had to leave. And as soon as I left, they were gone. So for me, that always stayed with me. I mean, I've gone into cemeteries since, Not without some trepidation, though, of kind of wondering if it would happen again. But I don't know what that was as a child. Like, they do say children are a little bit, much more open and tuned in. Maybe. I don't know. So that's one little story. It's not as exciting.
No, that's a good story. That's good.
It's not a competition.
I'm okay now.
So, did you have another one? You sounded queued up there that you might have another one.
Well, I mean, we were about 13 and we used to go camping in like backbush camping in these old trappers camps that had been left there for decades. And so I would go with my family, and I remember that one specific week we went with another family who had children. And so we had to drive 2 hours in the bush to get there, down gravel roads, cross washed out roads. Then we had to get in a 14-foot aluminum boat for a half an hour to get to this trapper's camp. We get there and, the parents settle in and they're getting everything ready. And us kids, we're playing, we're doing whatever. So we decide we're going to have a seance that night. Because that was all the rage when I was around 12 or 13. And so we were having this seance and it spelt out the name of the wife of the man who owned that trapper's camp.
Oh.
So, I mean, that's one of those moments, like, because you're doing with the candle, okay, spell the name. And so you have to go through all the things. And I'm sitting on the outside watching the other kids sort of manipulate this candle. And like, it felt like her spirit had come through. And it was...
So was she passed?
To her and her husband. Yes, she had passed by that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. And they were very close to my family. That's the reason why we got to use that property for camping every now and again. And we used to go with the older fella until he passed away. Yeah. So that was the other story. I mean, it's tough to tell those stories sometimes because you're like, you believe them, but I know my son's watching right now and he's like, Mom.
Yep, Mom's finally slipped. So
yep. I mean, we've got talking dogs, first of all. Now we're talking about stuff from, but they're true for me. So
did that freak you out?
Well, you said.
Go ahead, Jen.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, didn't you say it was a safe space here?
That's right. Exactly. It did not freak me out because I'm open to paranormal. I'm definitely. In fact, my father passed away 11 years ago, and every night before I go to sleep, I'm like, okay, Dad, pop into my dreams, come say hi, hoping. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they say that's part of the time when you're in your deep sleep that you're closer to the thinning of the veil. So my wife, Mrs. Sportcat, she got called in at 3:00 in the morning. When her phone was ringing, it was her deceased boss telling her to answer the phone. And all day she was crying. She's only been gone for like a year. And she's like, I can't help it. And I'm like, she's like, do you think it was? And I'm like, I can't say that it wasn't.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, the phone ringing at 3:00 in the morning, it usually isn't good news. So
no.
But yeah. So, but it was at work. They screwed something up. They almost burned the building down or something. I don't know. But she was like, I only heard part of the conversation. She's like, just leave it alone. Walk away. I'm on the way. Be there in an hour. Don't touch anything. I was like, she's talking about kids. Who's she talking to? So,
she's talking to me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, she could have been. So she has to keep me in line. So it's not easy. No, but I think there's a possibility that could happen and come through in a dream. I like to think
I believe so. Absolutely. Not to get too sentimental here, but when my father passed away, I dreamt of him often, a few times a week. And in those earlier days, he was always 50 years old in the dream, because that's when I saw my father at his best. Like he was at his peak at 50. You know, I just, you have visions of your parents in certain circumstances. And so every time I would dream of him, he was 50 and we'd have conversation. Actually, he would never speak in those early dreams, but we would hug a lot. And then I don't even know how long after, I wish I would have journaled it so that I could look back on it. But one night I dreamt of him at the age that he was when he passed away, which was 80-ish, 80, I believe. That's when I knew I had come full circle to accepting what had happened, because I was allowing him to be who he was in my dream. And so every time I dream of him now, he is his, or like he was the current age when he died. So for me, that was quite a moment, a shift for me.
It's reinforcement.
Yeah.
Very, very. Yeah. And comforting. That's why I'm like, okay, come visit.
Do you dream in color?
Yes.
Okay. Not everybody does.
Thinking
And in
back,
fact,
yeah, no, I did too as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird question.
I also dream in my second language, which is French. But I dream of my best friend's father, like at this time of the year, just before he passed away. Every year he comes for a visit. But he never says a word. Yeah, he just pops by. Yeah. So
just passes through. No, not everybody dreams in color. And
yeah, I hadn't thought about that. So it's a good question, not a weird question. Sorry, it's just to catch you like, oh, I hadn't thought about that.
But well, no, I mean, I did that because there was a point in my time where I didn't remember dreaming in color, and then I had one real vivid dream, and then I was like, wait a minute, that was in color. So like when I woke up, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, that was, and then so after that, I started kind of, you don't always dream.
Notice.
Yeah, but I started noticing more. And so I ask a lot of people, do you dream? And I don't have a scientific poll or anything, but there's not everybody who does. Sorry, I'm not a scientist.
I wanted to know some logics here. That's some Wizard of Oz level stuff.
I'm just a guy.
So let me turn a question on you. When you think of memories and stuff, do you see them as snapshots or as movie reels?
Me?
Yeah.
Or like my father, you mean?
No, like when you think back on your life and you think back on memories of them, do you see them as snapshot images, those memories, or do you see them as like a movie reel?
Movie reel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think snapshots for me.
Yeah. I think it's like a 50-50. Yeah. My husband would say it's snapshots. He always remembers things as snapshots, and I think I see things as movies.
Yeah.
I really feel for the people who don't have thoughts, like who don't have the visions. There is a name for that.
Yes.
Condition.
Yes.
And they can't visualize. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And there's another group of people that can smell colors, which is really weird. There's
one of my son has synesthesia, which is he sees the numbers and colors.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So and I didn't know that until he was a teenager. And
I see.
He said,
oh no, go ahead.
You see people in color? You see auras? Is that what you were going to say?
I see patterns. I see patterns in everything, but I think that's because I have autism and that's just part of my brain.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I was just going to say, if I say, what's the number 3, he'll associate a color to it.
Interesting. I've never heard that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, but there is so much, some people can't empty their mind. Like they can't.
Yes.
They can't
or shut it off.
Brain slow down, or I don't know what the right word would be. But they can't, and they can't understand how other people do, even when they go to sleep. I had a friend like him. He's like, there's always a song or music. There's something going on up here.
Yeah.
Well, and I dream so vividly. I mean, I feel like I could write books just based on my dreams. I remember dreams from when I was a kid, but in the morning and when I feel really tired, I visualize sort of like opening a hatch and allowing those dreams to dissipate. And sometimes it works, because then I try to remember the dream and I can't. So I know that worked. That sounds really out there. Is that what happens when you do podcasts this late at night?
I know.
But this is what goes on in this head.
It's a fair question, because how do you remember dreams? And I've got like Google Notes. I've got like 12 different things that, like, book 1, book 2, book 3, and I'll go back every now and read them and be like, where the hell did that come from? But don't remember it. And then I'm keeping you way out here late. But then after I got out of the fire service, and by the way, I was attacked by a pit bull on duty. Still don't have a problem with animals. I started with the PTSD, and you were talking about replaying things backwards. Yeah. That is where the video comes out, and it's not always the good stuff. So, and I didn't think that stuff existed until that. I was like, I'm just a paramedic.
Until it did, right?
People, yeah. Also, it's for the guys in war. I didn't, and they were like, no, anybody can get it. So
anybody. Are you a writer as well?
Me or Jen? I've written a chapter of the book.
Or Jen, both of you.
Yeah.
She's a pro.
Yes.
She's a pro.
I'm a published author as well.
Yeah, she's published. I've written a chapter and gave it to my friends to read, and they're like, that's pretty good. Well, besides for a few of them had to remind me to use quotation marks and, some grammar stuff. But
well, now I have 2 Jennifers to look up.
I have a book in my head. So yeah, it's a paranormal paramedic. So
nice.
So yeah. But all right, well, let me catch up in the comments here real quick. They were making fun of me because of me being weird. Butch says Dogs East, an amazing organization. I should check them out. And then Cooley from SNX Radio, she dropped in and said, well, Glenn and weird questions go hand in hand. It's true. So yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the comments. But and Brenda's here. Hello, Brenda. So where can everybody find you? If anybody wants to get in touch with you, like the previous author, she autographs books. I don't know if you do. Not all authors do. How can they get in touch with you? And always, like I said, remember, we also have a huge following in Australia.
Wonderful. As Jennifer before me, I'll be on all of the platforms as well. And all you have to do is Google my name, and I'm probably the only Holly Gutwillinger you'll ever meet in your life. And my website is ramblingsfromthelittleshed.com. And so is my podcast, my new podcast, where we talk about how animals influence your creativity. And you can find me there on all of the pod catchers. And yeah, I mean, I'm on all the socials. I'm doing my best. It's not easy, but it's funny because tonight I was having a conversation with a friend, and how the generation before me, or a few before me, I suppose now, are excited about going analog. And this has just been weighing on my mind all night, because I'm kind of laughing, right? Because that's kind of the era I came from. And so now they think it's cool to knit and to have a phone, a rotary phone. And now I just learned tonight that a home purse is everything that you want that's analog to put in the purse, such as your hobbies and your books and your knitting. And I'm thinking, okay. I really rocked that stuff about 25 years ago.
Yeah. If bell bottoms can make a comeback, I think anything can make a comeback.
There's something should make a comeback, Jen.
I didn't say they should, but if
in
they
those
can,
colors. Yeah. In those
there's
colors.
mullets out there now still again.
But what I did want to say, just to end things, is part of the proceeds of my book will go back to local shelters here. And so this is a labor of love, and it's a love letter to my dogs, and this is my way to help as well.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
And when you were saying that, my son has a Bluetooth headset that is just the handheld of an old rotary phone. And I'm like, what?
Nice.
That's literally what it is. He's like, just so you know, I know what it's like, old man. I'm like,
oh my God. We saw a Halloween decoration, which was like the rotary phone with the little And my boys are like, oh, what's this? There's no buttons on it. I'm like, oh my gosh. So here, let me show you. Now we're going to dial our number, pretend to. Now don't make a mistake. You have to start all over again.
Explain a
my
phone booth
goodness,
to 'em.
you're bringing me back. Yep. I actually saw a phone booth, an operating phone booth
Oh
down
my
south, like
goodness.
Southern Ontario,
You know,
a few weeks ago, and it's up to a
yeah, it
loony,
never
but
occurred to me we don't see them anymore. Yeah. Or maybe I just
no,
don't
some of them
leave
are
my
still
house.
operating, but they're far more expensive. A loony is $1 here in Canada.
Were you do you remember party lines?
Yes.
No, I'm not that old. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Never mind. It's great.
Now I'm the one offending the host. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry.
That's right. You're never coming back.
Yeah.
No, that's
You
not
probably
true.
don't remember party lines anyways, Glenn.
My
I-
grandparents had a party line, and it was like one ring was theirs, and the two rings or two quick rings was the neighbors. And I remember my mom having to tell them, get off the phone. We need to make a call.
Yes.
We shared the same line.
Yep. East Tennessee, growing up, yes. So
Oh, yeah.
it wasn't until the 80s that I think they had television signal up there. So, but so, yeah, it was definitely piped in. No, Holly, I would love to have you back.
Yes.
I feel like
thank you.
with your next book, we're going to have so many questions, and I want to know
Oh,
what the
yeah.
dog's voice sounds like if you do audio. I want to know the process of how you got to that. So, be
I
prepared.
would love to do audio. I'm not sure how to get there. I'm self-published, and I'm not sure how to get to that audio world, like the narration. So if you have any hot tips for me, I'm open. So, but yes, I would love to chat with you again. And look, I'm wide awake. Like we could just keep going.
No,
Yeah, there you go.
We got you awake. So it's
I
time
have to go to work tomorrow morning.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, goodness.
Gosh, no.
So, well, just don't beat
been a
anybody.
blast.
You'll be okay. So, bring corrections. Don't. It's a public safety.
Oh, it's been great. Thank you so much for
Thank
having such
you.
a candid, fun conversation. Yeah.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
I had fun.
Yeah.
So, all right, Holly, have a great night. Go get some rest before you have to go to work. And I'll message you.
I will.
And if all of that, where they get in touch with you and stuff, isn't in the show notes tonight, it will be tomorrow night because it's late. So I'll do it tomorrow. But thank you.
Wonderful.
So much.
Jennifer, I'll be looking for your book, and I'll be waiting to see when you write yours, Glenn.
Yeah, you may be a while. It took a long time to get one chapter, and I'm still working on spelling. So
Some chapters take a while.
there you go. Have a great night, Holly. Thank you.
Good night, folks.
All right. bye-bye.
Thanks.
Once again, it goes by so quick. So
It
quick.
does. But at least we didn't have technical difficulties the entire time. So
No. And sometimes it happens for a reason. So when we finally got the stories from her, that was amazing. So
yes.
yeah. So everybody make sure to check out both of our authors. And Jen, or JM, excuse me, you're professional there. You also are an author. How can they find you and get your goodies?
Yeah, the best place to find me is my website at www.jmshawauthor.com. You can find descriptions of my books, and my social links, as well as links to my books, are available on Amazon as a print. They're on Kindle, and they are available in Australia and the UK. I've had people reach out to me, say they got my books there too. So
Awesome. And that too will be in the show notes. So we will put all that together for all of our listeners on WRFN, WZQR, and Dare Talk Radio. You can come over to the Sportcat shows and find the show notes tomorrow, and I will have all that in there. So now next week, we also have two great authors lined up.